Hey guys, NCSFan001 here, welcoming you to another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, January 13th, 2020. So, by the time this is going up, you guys, or no, by the time this is going up, I think it'll be scheduled to upload at an earlier point in the day, but I will be over in Clemson going to celebrate, hopefully, us winning another national championship, but we will see. Anyway, more importantly than that, though, is, of course, the trophies for the week. So this will have covered the 6th through the 12th. Not a lot of trophy progress this week in terms of trophies earned, but progress is being made on other stuff and knowledge of stuff, which is good. So before we get to the main games, first off, I want to mention Discovery. The reason you now see this appearing on my list at 0% is the only way to create a session on PSN profiles is if you own the game and it sees that you own the game. Therefore, that's why I had to put it on my list now at 0%. So I'm going to need to go create a game session over there and find someone to do the trophy that literally takes 5 seconds so I can go ahead and get this 100% done and get it off of my console because it doesn't need to be here any longer. So if any of you happen to have the North American version of Discovery, hit me up. I know it's ridiculously overpriced a lot of the time. I got it on sale at some point and just have held off on it until now for whatever reason. But yeah, if you happen to have the North American version, please hit me up and help me get that one trophy. It'll take like 5 seconds. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and create a game session on PSN profiles and get this game done this week. Along with that, Resident Evil 5 still have... Oh, right, this is the one where you'd have to scroll through the whole thing. I've got a partner now for Desperate Escape, so I will be doing that this week as well. Otherwise, we have Destiny 2 just slowly continuing to work on stuff there, just slowly finishing the heroic adventures each week. I actually found out that there's, like, you can play, like, 3 different Nightfall strikes every week. I didn't realize that, so I've probably missed one previously that would have counted for that other trophy. I will get around to it eventually. I mean, I'll get that trophy eventually, and then the raid eventually, just continuing to work on the Triumph Seal. I mean, the Heroic Adventures isn't really that hard. I mean, it's just complete the Heroic Adventure that pops up each week, and you'll eventually be done. It's just the 2 Collections badges. Well, because the Collections badge for the base game is easy, but the Collections badges for Curse of Osiris and Warmind as well as Forsaken are a lot more grindy. They're not overly difficult, but they're just really, really grindy, so I need to look into the best way to do those. But regardless, it'll all hopefully be something I do eventually, either that or I'll switch to a different Triumph. Now, before we get to my trophies, I need to bring something up about Far Cry 2. I basically have the Platinum because I finished all the multiplayer trophies. If you don't have this trophy right here, download and rate 25 user maps, then as of January 13th, you are basically screwed. You are out of luck. Because according to the forums and some people in the Discord, this trophy is now unobtainable. It's like you'll try to download the maps and the game just won't let you or something. I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but what I've heard is that this trophy is now unobtainable, which... So that means that if you don't already have this trophy, then you can sadly not get the Platinum unless Ubisoft decides to fix it. It's been down for like over a week now, I think, and there is still the possibility that Ubisoft fixes it. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but let me go ahead and say, if you are looking to go back and do Far Cry 2, you know, get through the manuals and the level 30 trophy, but if you've already done this particular trophy for the user maps, but you want to go back and finish the rest of it, I would suggest going ahead and getting started in the very near future, because knowing that that's glitched and they haven't fixed it after a week or 2 means that there's a chance they won't, and that there's also a good chance the servers are closing in on their end game. Given that the game is 12 years old, it's not that much of a surprise. So definitely, if you have the Adventurer trophy already, go back and get started on finishing this game now. It's crazy. I finished this at, like, apparently, I guess, the best possible time. If they don't ever fix it. There is the possibility it still gets fixed. There's people putting in tickets with Ubisoft support. There's the joke that goes around now that if you want to get a game fixed, all you have to go do is contact the Better Business Bureau. Which, if that turns out to be true, then I need to contact them about Borderlands Game of the Year, the Mad Moxie DLC. Because they said they would fix it and they never have. So, as for actual trophies earned this week, very few, but progress was made on other stuff. I really didn't have a lot of time to play the Outer Worlds this week. I was kind of busy this week, just doing some stuff, and then wasn't feeling 100% all week, just like trying to play games. I was getting like weird motion sickness bouts all week when looking at screens. I don't know why. It just doesn't make sense. It just started happening and was happening like all week. So I don't know what was up with that or why it was happening for multiple days. It didn't make any sense. So if anyone has any advice for that, please let me know, because that was really, really weird. It was both with my TV and my laptop and my phone. And it was kind of weird, and it was just plain annoying just because it makes it harder to do like anything. So anyway, with Fallout 76, they had a double XP weekend this past weekend, and with that, I reached level 100. So the grind to level 100 is now completed. I just completed I usually grinded out XP just by replaying the Monster Mash event, because that's a pretty easy way to do it, because that event gives you a good chunk of XP because of all the enemies you can fight. There's probably better ways by now, but that one was my personal favorite. This is just the one other trophy, Scorched Earth. And again, it's not even that rare. Like, it's an over 10% trophy on here, which means it's probably even more on PSN profiles. It's not as hard as it once was, because people have such overpowered builds now that they can kill the thing in like 10 seconds. Well, maybe not 10 seconds, but like within a minute or two. It's just getting into a lobby where it's going to even happen. Because I jumped in and out of lobbies for a few hours all weekend trying to get into one where the event was going, and only twice did I ever get anywhere near being there for the event, and in both cases the queen was dead when I spawned into the world. So I don't know what I'm going to do about this trophy. This one, it's just pissing me off, because like, it's not even that it's all that difficult. If you have a really high-skilled team, or a team that has, you know, overpowered weapons or something, it's not that difficult with that, just getting it to work out. What I'm probably going to end up having to do is creating a PSN profile session and asking for people to join that have overpowered weapons and that can basically do all the work. I mean, I have no problem if I have to go through the silo and launch the nuke. I have no issue with doing that, because, I mean, that's just a part of it, but I have no problem doing that. Or maybe I can just find a group that runs it every so often, like once a week or so, and that can help me that way, because it's the one trophy I need. And again, it's just, you need to find a group to do it. You can't do this one solo unless you have ridiculously powerful gear, and I am not in that boat, so I can't do it solo. I need to find other people to do it with. If anyone happens to know of a Discord group or something that runs this event a lot, let me know about that in the comments so that I can try to join them and do it that way. Of course, being on PS4 version of the game. Just want to get that done, because I feel like the servers are not going to be up for many more years. I feel like this is going to be one of those games that doesn't last that long. Probably by like 2021, like late 2021, once the PS5's been out for a year. I wouldn't imagine they're going to stay up that much longer at that point. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We'll have to see. And then, before I talk about Killzone Shadowfall, I actually should have talked about this before as to what the 4 trophies are in Discovery. You just have to look at all the materials you can build with, which is extremely easy. It's like opening your inventory. Spend a day in the world, easy. It takes like half an hour, so that's your most potentially time-consuming trophy, I believe. Travel 1,000 meters from the starting point, which clearly not as many people have done, but it's still very, very easy. And then join or host a match and play together with someone from your friends list. That's, of course, the one online trophy. That's why I don't have this game started yet. Now we have Killzone Shadowfall. I finally got started on this game again. I just heard some motorcycles in the background. I don't know if that will have picked up on here. So I've been working on Insurgent so far, which overall is not too terribly difficult. So of the trophies I've earned, the online collectibles, this one's kind of annoying because the collectibles, one collectible spawns per online game. Now, getting into a solo online lobby is extremely easy because hardly anyone still plays the game. If you just pick one of the more obscure modes like the Extended Warzone, you're probably going to be alone in most of your lobbies. The only thing is that the collectibles have about 70 spawn points per map, which was just bringing back flashbacks to the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Zombies Easter egg, the musical Easter egg. So it was not really fun trying to find 25 of them, but you just have to find them and shoot them, but it's not too terribly difficult. I mean, I got it done over the course of a few days, so at least got that out of the way. Make 25 kills with each of the retro weapons. There's only 3 retro weapons, and you have to get 25 kills with each. This can be done against bots, so it is not difficult at all. This is probably the easiest trophy in the DLC. Make a kill with all primary weapons as an insurgent. To get this one, the best method to do this is to play as an insurgent. Well, no, that's actually not what you want to do. You want to start out by spawning in another class with a weapon that you need to get a kill with. Then kill yourself, so hit suicide from the pause menu, and then respawn as an insurgent and have the insurgent pick up the weapon and get a kill with it. That's the easiest way to do it. There's about 20 or so different weapons. It's not really that difficult because you can do it that way. Just takes a little time to do. The stealing ability is one of the insurgent's 2 potential abilities. Stealing is pretty easy. You just have to go over the deceased body of an enemy and hold triangle to steal their abilities. You have to do this quickly, though. It'll disappear after about 5 seconds. Do this 400 times for this trophy. It's pretty easy. It takes some time, but it's not difficult. So then we have the 2 really grindy trophies. This one and this one. These are the much more grindy trophies. The maximum level for the hacking ability requires you to hack 400 pieces of enemy equipment. This takes absolutely forever because you have to get up close to the enemy equipment to hack it with the possibility of getting shot along the way. At the moment, I'm going to pull that up on my computer here because I've got a little list to keep track of. I have to do 317 more hacks, and I've been slightly actively working on it, not horribly actively compared to some of the other trophies. It's just terrible. It shouldn't exist. It's one of the worst abilities in the game to level up. It's up there with some of the really bad ones from the base game. Then you have to reach the maximum level for the E-Pulse emitter, Tactical Echo emitter, and Guard Drone. This one actually doesn't seem like it's too bad, because tagging enemies with the Tactical Echo emitter is really, really easy. That's not going to be a problem at all. I need 180 more of those. You need 500 total, so I've done 320. Then the guard drones I thought was going to be bad, but it turns out if you do it in a lobby where you turn off all weapons except for the knife, then it's really easy because the enemies will just be defenseless all the time and you can easily kill the 300 that you need for the challenges. It's either 200 or 300, I'm not entirely sure because it says that I have the maximum level of it, but the challenge goes all the way up to 300, so just to be safe, I'll probably do the remaining 100, but I don't really know exactly why it's doing that, but either way, it's not difficult. You can do it in 1 or 2 matches, so, well, I can do what's left in 1 or 2 matches. It would take a few more than that. The E-Pulse emitter I thought was going to be worse, but it's not too awful because it's just for hacking. It's just having the E-Pulse emitter tag and disable enemy equipment temporarily. It's not too hard because enemies use enough equipment that using the Tactical Echo emitter is fairly easy. It's more just the time it takes. So again, I mean, it's a grindy DLC. Just like with the base game, it's an extremely grindy DLC because if you remember, I did this platinum back in 2015? 2014. Really, I did it mostly in 2014 because I got the platinum at the beginning of 2015. So when we go down to the multiplayer trophies, you had to do every map. The challenges wasn't difficult. The million points wasn't difficult. Those would all come naturally. You had to max out all the upgradable abilities, and there were some really annoying ones, and all the attachments for all weapons, which also took a lot of time because it required hundreds of kills with each weapon. And then finally, for this DLC, there is Elite Mode, and I really wish that Elite Mode was traditional Elite Mode from Killzone 2 and 3, in which it was a new difficulty setting. In Killzone Shadowfall, it is far more annoying, because in Shadowfall, instead of giving you a new difficulty, it's set to hard difficulty, so standard hard difficulty, which wasn't really that bad in this game. But the problem is, you only get 3 lives for the entire campaign. Now, that's not so bad because you can quit out of the game, and after each level that you finish, just quit out of the game and upload your save to the cloud and re-download it if you lose a life, so it's really not that big a deal. The real issue is the fact that there's no checkpoint, so you have to finish each mission without dying. You can be revived by your owl, but that's about it, and it's it's more annoying than I thought it would be. I finished the first 2 missions so far, and the second mission was already more annoying than I thought it would be, though I was getting back into the swing of the campaign, so that's part of it. So, not looking forward to this trophy, specifically some of the later missions that I know are actually kind of difficult to do without dying. So, definitely not looking forward to that trophy, but we'll eventually get it done, and at the very least, that's the least important trophy in the Killzone Shadowfall DLC because it's offline. As for Intercept, you have to get 250 kills with the Breacher automatic shotgun, 250 with the specific sniper rifle, 250 with tactician turrets, 50 revives, which I don't know if you do that as the medic or if you can do that as any class, probably only as the medic. You have to get 5 brutal melee kills and bank 2,500 points as each of the 4 combat roles, and then win 50 games. So none of these trophies are very difficult, they're just quite time consuming because of this 50 wins trophy. I don't really know much about how Intercept, the co-op mode, actually works, so I need to look a little more into that before I get started on this and see if I need to get like a boosting partner for it. I don't think it's going to be... All the guides say it's really easy, it's just time consuming, which is good. But along with that, there is also the Intercept standalone, which has 12 trophies to it, so... That standalone, though, has a nice advantage of its trophies can auto-pop if you've done them in base game Intercept, which is great, so you only have to do it once. The 5 additional... It has the 7 trophies from regular Insurgent, or regular Intercept, and then it has 5 new trophies. 250 minigun kills, 250 jetpack kills, 500 headshots, 10 bosses killed, and 50 air support drones destroyed. So it's nothing too difficult, it's just I'm going to make sure I work on those 5 objectives while going for the 50 wins so that I can just auto-sync the Intercept trophies up and pop them all at once and be done with it. Because once I finish with this and the Intercept standalone, that will give me 100% for the Killzone franchise, with the exception of Killzone 3 multiplayer that I never started before the server shut down. So, with that, level 71, 1%, 17,581 total trophies, 415 platinums, 2,366 golds, 4,568 silvers, 10,232 bronzes. So, what are the plans for this upcoming week? I want to play some more Outer Worlds, need to get back to playing it, going to continue working on Killzone Shadowfall, hopefully going to do both Discovery and Resident Evil 5 this week as well and get those done. I need to look more into Fallout 76 and try to find a group to do the Scorchbeast Queen with, or maybe even just find a partner with some ridiculously overpowered setup on PSN profiles that can basically carry me through it if they're super nice. Because the community, you know, with how bad of a game Fallout 76 is, the community is fantastic for the most part. Like, everyone's generally really, really nice and helpful with it and all. So, I mean, from what I've seen of it, so maybe other people have had other experiences, but I haven't really had any issues with it. And then I have revised my schedule for 2020 trophy hunting, online games at least. So for January, continue working on Killzone Shadowfall, and then the Intercept standalone to auto-pop that stuff. Resident Evil 5 and Discovery, so hopefully get all 4 of those done by the end of the month, or at least close to done. February, I want to get started on Resident Evil 6's DLC. I'm not going to bother much with its platinum until later on because you can do it all solo. But I do want to do the DLCs because some of the DLC is pretty time consuming and it's all online. Then in March, head on over to Red Dead Redemption 1. April, drop back to Black Ops 2. May, go over to Battlefield 3. June, head to Advanced Warfare PS4. That's one of the older Call of Duty games I have on my list. Although I don't know if I'm ever actually going to 100% Advanced Warfare because of one particular trophy in the final DLC. The one for, what is it? It's like you have to defeat Oz for the final time, and it's insanely hard compared to anything else in the game. So not looking forward to that. And then throughout like July through December of 2020, the current plan is Call of Duty Ghosts on both consoles. Go back some more to GTA 5, go back some more to Destiny 1 and 2, Black Ops 3, maybe hit it up a little bit, maybe work on the Infinite Warfare DLC a little bit. Uncharted 4, I definitely want to do that because it's only 2 trophies left, even though they're really time-consuming. I'd like to clean it up. The Division, don't know if I will ever go back to it because it's only 1 trophy, and I don't know if it's even going to be possible to do now because it's the survival mode that no one plays. And then the Borderlands 3 DLCs once the Season Pass goes on sale, and Fallout 76. I want to get done this year as well. And then I even have it backed up to 2021. In 2021, the current plans are to go back for Resident Evil 7, Call of Duty Classic, COD World War II, which I'll probably actually end up doing before then, Hasbro Family Game Night and get the remaining trophies I can do from it, and Shadow of the Colossus on PS3, so some of my other unstarted games. And then, of course, there's like Borderlands Game of the Year edition, but I'm gonna probably put in complaints about it and see if I can get them to fix it or fix the trophies or something before I actually waste my time on it. And then, of course, any other games that I choose to play at all during this time period will come up along the way, but we'll see. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I finally managed to get one closer to around 20 minutes, and I will see you guys for hopefully a fairly normal schedule this week.